Okay, just a sec. I'm not one of those professional YouTubers. I usually watch videos and do stuff when I want. Okay, so this video is going to be a video about keeping young children safe on the internet and to raise awareness about pedophilia and why we need to protect our children. And this is also a video in support of joysparklebs, who's getting shit for the Austin Jones videos she's been doing. I actually like her. She does a decent, actually no, I'll take that back. She does her research, and everything that she's reported has been the truth. So I'm not, this isn't like a call out video on her or nothing. This is a supportive video, and I'm going to talk about the same things that she talks about because I'm a few years older than her. I'm a few years older than her, and I remember when our family first got the internet. Now, when my family first got the internet, you had dial-up. You know, made that really weird screechy sound, and you had to use it through the telephone. So, and yes, we also had a communal computer. Why we had a communal computer, and mind you, that's with 5 kids. And we each got an hour to do stuff on it. So, if we had schoolwork to do, and we were homeschooled, so we had encyclopedias that are far out of date now. And we had the internet, but the one rule that my parents put in place was that we could not ever go into chat rooms. When was this? Mid-90s? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was mid-90s. Somewhere around there. But that's because chat rooms were the ideal way for pedophiles to get in contact with children. So we were never, ever, ever allowed to go in there. So I never did, and neither did my siblings. I mean, we pretty much knew not to do that stuff. But when I was a kid, there's this thing that I was taught, and it's called stranger danger. Now, from research that I've done, it's actually more common for children to be kidnapped by family members. Like, if the parents are getting a divorce and one parent was a douchebag, then he or she would kidnap the kid and take him wherever. There's actually a Dr. Phil episode where the mother was divorcing the father, and he wasn't a bad dude, but she parental kidnapped their kids to England, and England won't do shit about it. And he's still waiting for his kids because he technically got custody from the courts, as far as I remember, but it's a very old episode. So anyway, when I was a kid, I was taught never take candy from a stranger, never go looking for a dog with a stranger. If someone pulls up and tries to pick you up, like, oh, your mom's in the hospital and I'm a family friend and she sent me to get you, don't go with them. Or like this was more of a fake out, but I was taught, like, ask him for the quote unquote password, and the secret was, oh, your family didn't have a password, so any word he gave you, you knew, and I mean, honestly, if so-and-so is a family friend, then the kids know family friends, because at least with my family, all of our family friends got honorary titles like aunt and uncle and stuff like that, so we knew all of the family friends that would do anything, and, it wasn't like, oh, here's some weird dude we've never met before, or gal. So we already knew, oh, not to go with them because we don't even know you. Don't go off with people you don't know. Also, as a kid, let's see. Actually, I'm going to tell you about my mom. My mom and her sister were almost kidnapped about 3 times. 2 of the times, my mom was alone, and she got away. The 3rd time, she was with my aunt, her sister, and they were riding their bikes, and my mom actually played bait to make it so that her sister could get as far away as possible. So they had to split up. And so my mom just knew that she had to go really fast because the dude was in the car. And so she knew that she had to go really fast and get away because of the threat. So, I mean, and this was, let's see, she was in high school in the 70s, and so this was when she was a kid. So this was like forever ago, when kidnapping children was actually easier than it is nowadays. I mean, nowadays we at least have the Amber Alert. But, I mean, when my mom was a kid, so, I mean, that was 3 times. And one time when I was a kid, I was maybe 13, I think. I can't remember it properly. But I was riding my bike around the block. We could go up one end of the street, turn around and go down the end, and down to the other end, and there was a hill, and it kind of like curved around. And there was this car, it was a red car with 2 dudes in it. And they were slowly going by all of the houses, right? And I was out there alone. There's no other kids out there alone. And we were in a neighborhood where, like, that wasn't a concern. We knew most of our neighbors. I was friends with some of the neighbor kids. Well, I say friends. You know, sometimes we just played with each other. Went to each other's houses. It was kind of that kind of deal. And so these guys are slowly creeping down. Like, they were being super creepy creepers. I swear, it was ridiculous. And so I pulled into this random house, and I kept my eye on them the entire time. And I just picked up a rock and pretended like I was looking at it. Like, yeah, I'm smart. And they drove away. And then I made for my actual house, made sure to hit my bike, and went inside and told my mom. And that's one thing, and, like, that was kind of scary, and you know, I don't usually worry about that. And one time when I was younger, I mean, my mom's got 5 kids, but we went to the airport to pick up my dad from a business trip, and so one of my brothers, there was just 3 of us at the time. But my younger brother, was trailing behind us. And Mom looks back, and there's this guy following my brother, and she had to, like, pipe up and be like, Matt, his name's Matt, come here, and, like, call him to her, because this dude was following my brother. It's like, your kids can get snatched up in public. It's just not an internet thing. But the problem with the internet is that you can be on it 24/7, which I am. But, you know, I've never sent promiscuous pictures to anybody. I don't do, I mean, the only time I ever was with a girlfriend, and it was over Skype, and we were together. I won't put any more details to that, but, I mean, we were adults, and it was fine. She didn't care, and I didn't care. I was in the bathtub, and we were just Skyping, and I was like, whatever, that was all that was about. But, I mean, and, like, we didn't even have cell phones when I was a kid, so, you know, the whole sexting thing starting up, I was like, why are young girls, or let's not even say girls, let's say kids, because boys do this too. Why are young children, I say young, but I'm in my mid-30s, so early 30s, not mid, or I'm in my early 30s, so, I mean, kids to me are 20 and younger, yeah, whatever. But, I mean, we're talking preteens and teenagers. Why are these kids thinking it's a good idea to send pictures of them in their underwear and bras and dick pics to other people? It's like, no, that's not appropriate. And who's teaching them that is appropriate? It's like, I'm sorry, I might be a traditionalist in this sense, but it's not appropriate to send pictures of yourself like that to other people. Because, those pictures can get onto the internet, and I know everyone says this, but it's true, because, you know, when I watch trashy TV, I go all the way, and I love watching the People's Court, but it is quite common for people who get upset with others to take their sexed pictures and put them on the internet. I mean, there's this dude who put his girlfriend's sex, or nudes, it was one or the other, promiscuous photos. He put them up on a porn site, put up her number and her address, so that dudes could like find her and call her up because they thought she was a prostitute. Or, I'm sorry, a sex worker. But since she didn't consent to that, I guess, I don't know. I'll take that back. We'll say sex workers. I don't know. I'm not PC, so whatever. I think it's sex workers these days. So, like, then you have these preteens sending pictures to people they don't know. I mean, okay, boyfriend in class. As a parent, I would really not be happy with that. I'd have to call up the other parent and have that parent delete the photos from his phone and delete the photos from my kid's phone and then never allow my kid a cell phone ever again. Like, no, we're not doing that shit. I'm sorry. Like, explore your sexuality when you are an adult and you can make legal decisions. But when you're 13 years old, that's where mama comes in, because mama ain't gonna let you. It's like, no. But, I mean, we've all seen the show To Catch a Predator, and these are grown-ass men who go trolling for girls and boys on the internet. And they will victimize anybody. It doesn't even matter. I mean, this Austin Jones guy, he's just a way for us to bring more light to the problem of pedophilia. And, I mean, I'm not talking about the people who don't offend, because I know there are people who are attracted to kids, but they never offend. And if they can keep that under control, never go towards kids, never offend, then fine, great, whatever. Live your life, I don't care. But for the ones who actually offend on children, they're the ones we need to worry about. Because they will offend again. They're like serial killers. They offended once, they're going to do it again, and next time, I don't know, it could end up being a murder spree. We don't know that. But, I mean, just getting mad at Joy for bringing awareness to this problem of pedophilia and using Austin Jones as a way to bring about that awareness is really retarded. I take that back. Really stupid. My 90s is showing, can't use that word either. I apologize. Because all Joy is trying to do is tell y'all to be careful with your kids, monitor what they're doing. And honestly, to anyone who is watching and don't think that's right to do, your child is at risk of being a victim. Because parents who know where their kids are, what their kids are doing online, and have an open relationship where they can talk about stuff like this, don't have to worry. And yeah, when my parents still know my passwords. I have one of those, they know my password. If they ask me for my password, I give it to them, and I'm an adult, but you know, growing up under the rule, my parents had all of my passwords. They had all of my siblings' passwords. Siblings did some shit, but it wasn't like that. But you know, it's not abuse to be on your kids with their internet usage. It's a responsible parent's job to be on that stuff. You know, you need to know who your kid's talking to. You need to know what's going on, because you don't know when they're going to sneak out and meet someone they shouldn't be meeting up with. You don't know. I mean, my siblings did some pretty dumb shit, and they put themselves at risk because they became drug addicts, and the drug lifestyle is an at-risk lifestyle. You wonder why the cops have a hard time investigating some drug stuff? That's why. It's an at-risk lifestyle. They don't know what happened, and they can't find anyone to help them because of the lifestyle. So yeah, keep your children safe. Know what they're doing online. If they're doing something a little bit shady, take their ass off. Take them to the library to do their research. Get a nanny program on the computer. Do something. But it is the parents' responsibility to make sure they know what their kids are doing, not in a helicopter way. But if you have an open conversation about this and you tell them there are some people out there who will offend, who will use you in a sexual way and it's dangerous, and if anyone asks you to do anything that you feel is inappropriate, you need to tell me so that we can go to the cops right away. Granted, that is hard to do on the internet, but it is important to either shut down the communication straight away before anything gets bad, or when your kid, such as with this Austin Jones and his twerking videos, which are very, very sexually explicit, I think. His language is sexually explicit. To save any and all communique that you've had with that person, that your kid has had with that person, and take it to the cops, because you need that as evidence. That evidence will strengthen their case against this person. And if you take it to the Internet Crimes Division or the Children Crimes Division or something, then they can probably track them down. I don't know exactly how the IP thing works, but I don't do anything illegal, so I don't have to worry about it. And this is a long video with... I didn't even take notes for this. But I really don't want to see my gal Joy be getting hate for actually saying stuff that's right. Because she is right. We have to watch out for our kids, and using Austin Jones as a way to bring awareness to this problem isn't a bad thing. And people who think she needs to take her informative video down, even though it's a theory and it's not proven, then I'm sorry, but you're the problem. You can't be upset that people are talking about pedophilia and talking stuff that kids actually need to know, and because that's wrong. You can't do that, because now you've just made it possible for people to actually be victimized. Because if people don't know stuff, they're at a bigger risk to be victimized. That's why you gotta know stuff. This is why when I go to a bar, I'm not going to take drinks from some dude I don't know, or some gal. You don't know who. Anyone can be a criminal. And you don't leave your drink alone, because anybody can roofie it. You don't know. So, don't leave your drink alone. Don't take drinks from strangers. Watch your drink being made. If you get roofied, well, you know what? That bartender is being kind of shady anyway. Just saying. So we all have to be aware of our surroundings and of the surroundings of people we are responsible for until they are old enough to make their own decisions. And if anyone doesn't like that, tough beans, because you're just trying to shut down people who are actually talking safety. Because if we don't know the risk, we don't know how to be safe, now do we? So, stopping me to Joy. If you don't like what she says, go find someone else to watch. It's that easy. Anyway, I'm Asher and I'm out.